Well, hey there, everybody. It's technically not the Rate the Record podcast because the podcast season 5 is behind us now. It's all over. Episode 100 last week capped off season 5, and also the small announcement that we're going on hiatus soon. But we still have some wrapping up to do with season 5, and by we I mean I'm Chris, and then there's
Savannah. I'm Savannah, not Chris. I'm Savannah.
I hope by now people can tell the difference.
I hope so.
Which one has the beard? I can never remember.
Hey, I shaved that.
Okay, well, I didn't, so I'm hoping it'll come through on the camera at the very least. But anyways, time for us to do some final wrap-ups of season 5, at least for us recording together. This will be the final wrap-up because, as we do every single season, at the end of every single season, there was a bunch of episodes and we did our rankings of all the songs, and whether they matched or not, we each had our own number ones. And now we're going to do what we always do and rank those number ones from least favorite number one to favorite number one, like the best of the best in a way, I guess.
Which one of your children do you love the most? Ay.
And that's like the 20th time we've made that joke on this podcast.
Yeah, but it's like a year apart. I don't remember any of this. Okay, speaking of not remembering, I'm compiling my list of all my number ones. Half of these songs felt like they happened in 2022. I don't even I cannot fathom that we did Metric like 4 months ago. What is that?
Yeah, and I mean, like, Public Enemy was the first episode of season 5, so like that's.
I was like, there's no way.
It was summertime when we started season 5, and now we're like in December.
Holy smokes. Lots happened.
Exactly. So yes, there are 22 songs to rank, 22 aside. We're going to disappear off the screen now because we're going to show you the ranking screen and whatnot. So I guess whoosh, we're off the screen now, and boom, on the screen, the graphics have changed. There are names and numbers. There's going to be more names to be specific, song and band names to be specific, because again, we rank which song and we also say which band it was. So this is kind of like non-canonical to our ranking system and matching, but it's always interesting if we end up matching at least a band or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier. I was like, we can have so many matches. Wait, we have different number ones for a lot of them. I'm like, that's not going to make sense. But I'm hoping the bands.
Yeah, at least with a band. And actually, I think only once that we matched a song and band. It might have been Dream Theater, if I'm not mistaken.
Would not doubt it.
And I think that was a special thing because we also gave that album the exact same rating. So there was just something about that album and song.
It was unity. It unified us from the very beginning.
I'm going to have to get that in like gold record and frame it and be like, this is special for the podcast. But anyways,
that's funny.
We have a lot of things to get through right now. So once again, 22 on each side. Which episode or which band in season 5 made it to the top of our list, the best of the best? I guess we're going to find out now because I don't want to kill time and the screen's been blank for way too long. So I mean, I don't really have a guess for whether or not we're going to match. I'm not going to worry about that. It'll just be fun if it does. Some of these are going to seem more obvious, I guess. If you've been watching the podcast, maybe you'll understand. So let's start right now with song number 22, Traces by Sloan.
Do you watch Channel Zero? Public Enemy.
Why did I figure that was going to be really low on your list too?
Probably because the remix of Bring the Noise with Anthrax wasn't on this album, or else it would have been much, much higher.
It ruined your experience to hear the original.
Oh my God, it is so empty.
It's fine.
This one was fun, but not as fun as the 21 in front of it.
All right, number 21, speaking of which, Thick and Thin by the Black Crowes.
Beverly Terrace by Sloan.
Oh, close enough. A one-off on one of these lists is still pretty neat, though. Yeah, that Sloan album just didn't do it for us, did it?
Yeah, not really. Again, it's another band that I've really only heard their singles, and I think sometimes there's a reason why.
I'm just still curious to maybe go back and revisit like their big album from like the late 90s or early 2000s, whatever it is. I feel like I'll probably enjoy that a lot better. So who knows? Maybe I'll get around to listening to that one day. Number 20, Pretty Girls Make Graves by the Smiths.
Well, there's our first band match.
Yeah, we match.
I Don't Owe You Anything by the Smiths.
You owe me a match and you gave it to me anyway, so thank you very much.
Well, you're very welcome inadvertently.
Well, okay, good. We got one, but again, it's non-canonical, doesn't really matter, but it's still nice to see. It's just more editing for me now because I gotta make them like yellow text on the screen. Number 19. This one might rustle some feathers a little bit. Wheat Kings by the Tragically Hip.
Wow. The Perfect Remedy by Gob.
But I gotta say though, with the Tragical, it's not a bad song because I said a lot of good things about it. But like again, these are like the best of the best, and when considering some of the other tracks on this list, like it just kept falling back and back and back. But it's still a really nice song.
Along that vein, and less about the song. So I made my list in Spotify, so not only could I listen to them, I'm like rearranging and whatnot. So as I'm going, and some of the songs are still at the top because I haven't put anything in front of it. There are a couple songs that I just sadly am watching go farther and farther and farther down the list. And for my list, I don't know if it's really the best of the best. It's the top half, best of the best. Lower half, get the fuck out of here.
Well, they still made
very
number
decisive.
one, so
yeah, very decisive.
Again, it's the lower end of your best of best. All right, moving right along then. Song number 18, Prophets of Rage by Public Enemy.
I'm in touch with Your World by the Cars.
Okay. I thought that, for some reason, I thought the Cars was going to go a lot higher in your list.
Did you hear what my number one sounded like? It's nestled nicely in number 18.
I don't remember what yours sounded like. Because the thing.
It sounded like somebody was standing outside the studio throwing in children's instruments and they were hitting the floor. And the wall.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that now. And
Yeah.
I think I also very much didn't care for that song.
You did not. I like it, but not that much.
All right, number 17, someone who's been really blowing up in our analytics lately. Cotard's Solution by Will Wood and the Tapeworms.
Ooh la la. Well, mine is also a band that is blowing up our algorithm. 3's and 7's, Queens of the Stone Age.
That one's actually started to die down a little more at the point of recording this.
Gotta release something else about them because God knows I know nothing.
It's just like about 600 views away from 10,000. So get watching it if you haven't watched it. We need to hit a 5-digit watch video.
Holy shit, that's wild.
That's like 9,400. It's pretty good.
Dang.
We've just mentioned the Cars a minute ago. Number 16, Moving in Stereo by the Cars.
Ooh. A Television by Idols.
Oh, that one came lower. Hey, I told you off camera I'm going to see Idols, so I'm very excited. And that probably means a hint that they're probably higher on my list somewhere.
Oh, I can imagine. I'm guessing number 5.
Number 5?
Yeah.
I'll remember that. I won't remember that. Number 15, The Kiss by The Cure.
Carnival by Our Lady Peace.
Okay, makes sense. Although I always expect the 90s ones to come higher on your list at the very least.
Well, you just wait until my top.
Speaking of 90s, 14, Spin the Black Circle by Pearl Jam.
Ouch, that hurts me on a personal level for some reason. My 14 is Wheat Kings by the Tragically Hip.
Okay, well, you definitely liked it. Yeah, that's one of our matches, and you definitely liked it more than me, I guess. Although, again, It just, this list's not fair to say what I like or don't like. I think the bottom two are for sure like ones I didn't really care for all that much.
Yeah.
All right, number 13, Blindness by Metric.
13, 2012, Will Wood and the Tapeworms.
All right, okay. There, now that Will Wood's out of the way and he's not in the top 10, we're just going to piss everybody off now.
So sorry.
Number 12, Undone, the Sweater Song by Weezer.
We kind of have these ones lumped together because my number 12 is Satellite Mine by Metric.
All right, well, I mean, we're somewhat cohesive on this only a little bit. So far, only one official match. Number 11, Worthy to Say by Nickelback.
Stockholm Syndrome, Muse.
Trust me, I feel sick to my stomach knowing that a Nickelback song came higher than some of the other ones on this list.
Yeah.
I don't know. But again, at least it's the good album.
I haven't said Nickelback yet, so I can definitely relate to how painful that is.
If it was any other album, it'd probably be a lot lower on the list.
Right? 100%.
So going into the top 10 now, the big ones, I guess, even though it's technically past the halfway point, Nickelback was my halfway point, I guess. But cracking the top 10. Number 10, For the Moment by Gob.
Say It Ain't So, Weezer.
Oh, yeah, Weezer's pretty close. Geez, there isn't like a lot of very close ones on this list. Very interesting list so far.
Right.
And at the point of recording this, I'm going to see Gob on Saturday live, so that should be interesting. I hope they play For the Moment.
That would be very nice. And then record yourself in the crowd and then spin in a circle singing the song.
I'll spin really fast. I'll fall down.
Yeah.
I might throw up.
And then upload it to the Rate the Record TikTok account, please. Thank you.
It'll go everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Fantastic.
Threads. Follow us over there, ratetherecord.ca. Gonna throw that because I didn't do anything in the beginning. Oh man, because this isn't a podcast episode, so I forgot to do all the basic things.
That's okay. I got you back.
Number 9, Le Perve by Carpenter Brut.
She Talks to Angels, the Black Crows.
Damn, that one did come pretty high.
Yeah, I like that song.
I don't know, man. I couldn't dig it. I mean, that song's not bad, but still, like, Black Crows.
It's quite evident how you feel.
I was like, okay, I don't want to go into detail about this, so let's sum it up in one word or sound.
If you really want to know, go watch the episode.
Exactly, it's all there. It's way too many cards to put up. Just the season 5 playlist went above my head at some point.
Done.
Number 8, Automatic Flowers by Our Lady Peace.
Got the Life, Korn.
Ooh. Again, another one I thought was going to come a little higher on your list, but I mean, we're in the top 10 now. It's all good.
Right? Hell yeah.
Song number 7, Misfit Love by the Queens of the Stone Age. Not the Queens, but Queens of the Stone Age.
Number 7, Worthy to Say, Nickelback.
Okay, there you go. Another one of our number 1 matches.
7!
Again, better album, better songs, all good.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah. It hurts still. It's like you just see the band name and you're like, then you see the song. It's like that meme, that woman with the kombucha, where it's like, ew, and then it's like, well, maybe that's me in the state.
I think I've had kombucha before and I wasn't too fond of it.
Yeah, I've never tried it.
Mold water or something like that.
I think so. You have I don't know. I just assume it's like sourdough starter in a drink.
A bunch of health nuts are going to crucify me in the comments. What do you mean mold water?
That's fine. I took a drink from a pond. I felt the same.
Yeah, and you probably didn't wake up for a week afterwards. Song number 6. I thought this one was going to come higher, to be honest. Everlong by the Foo Fighters.
Cinderella Man, Rush.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Foo Fighters, the first A that we had in season 5. And I mean, damn, really enjoyed that album more than I thought I was going to. So that was pretty exciting. But I mean, it's got some bangers on there.
Oh my God, yes.
All right, going in top 5. Here we go. Number 5, Freak on a Leash by Korn.
Everlong, Foo Fighters.
Oh, damn it. It's so close. We can still match only one more band at this point.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm very curious to where that one's going to fall. Because it has to be this one. Song number 4, Scary Monsters by David Bowie.
Nope. Number 4, Just Like Heaven, The Cure.
Oh, okay. Well, The Cure came really high on your list. That's good, considering that I rated them higher, but that still appeared higher on your list.
Because I really liked this song. That's why I picked that album, because I liked this song.
But I really liked the song The Kiss, but it came so much lower. Yeah. My God.
Well, my standards are much lower than yours, then.
If we did one of the other few albums by The Cure that I like, chance I would have came higher on the list.
Yeah.
Song number 3, the one that by the way, number 5 wasn't Idols, so there you go. Song number 3, the one that I almost thought would have come number 1 at the very least, Xanadu by Rush.
That's what I thought too. Well, that is so Idols is either your number 1 or your number 2.
Yes.
Interesting. That's how math works. My number 3 is Ashes to Ashes by David Bowie. Another one-off.
Well, that's the last one-off at the very least.
Yes.
Because I know who my top 2 are, and you've already said both those bands.
Likewise, yes.
Do you want to take a guess? Idols number 1 or 2? Since we've already discussed them, that's the only reason why I'm pointing them out.
Hold on. I don't know who else you didn't say, because then that would help.
Just say 1 or 2. I don't want to cut this all out.
I want an educated...
Song number 2, I'm just going to read it.
It's number 2.
Song number 2, Stockholm Syndrome by Muse.
Oh yeah, Muse. Interesting. Okay.
That's a very exciting song. I can't help it. That's so damn good.
So I'll tell you my number 2, and then I have a comment about Stockholm Syndrome. My number 2 is Paradise Warfare by Carpenter Brute.
Awesome.
I couldn't remember what it sounded like, and then I'm listening to it. I'm like, okay, this is really chill and good, and it's like a roller coaster because in the middle it really just amps up and the tempo gets up higher, and then as the song is closing out, it sounds just like it did in the beginning. It's just like reading a book. There's your rising action, blah blah blah, books and stuff.
Reading a book or watching the best action movie of all time, the Jack trilogy story. The unofficial story of Carpenter Brute's trilogy album.
Forgot all that happened, yeah.
Of course you did. I even made a separate video for it. Look, the card just appeared above my head. Or we're not on screen right now. It appeared at the top right of the screen. Look at that.
Oh, look, a card. Another card.
Go watch the Jack trilogy story. I tell it in full. It's amazing. But yes, song number 1, gold medal, goes to Colossus by Idols. When we did that album, I said it was the best album opener I've ever heard. And so there's not only that, this came as one of the top songs on my Spotify Wrapped this year. So it'd be weird if it wasn't on number 1 on this list.
I don't have much raving to do about this one other than I have a emotional connection to it and I just love it so very much. Mine is Corduroy by Pearl Jam.
Wow, Pearl Jam makes it all the way to the top.
You saying wow, that just encapsulates everything I felt when I saw that on the number 1, because nothing could knock it down. I'm like, ideally this entire list is pretty much ranked from how likely am I to put this on and listen to it from second 0 to the end of the song and listen to the whole thing. And as I'm going down, just nothing's passing it. It came close, but then I knocked it back down again. So,
well, okay, well, we can come back on screen now. Hello, you can see our faces again. Because I was just going to say, when I was making this list, I think the bottom 2 are ones that I'm not really going to go back to. Even when I had to go back to the Sloan track, I wasn't enjoying it that much. I was like, I can't see myself coming back to this. Same thing with the Black Crowes. I'll probably hear that on the radio, if anything, though. So, I will listen to it eventually. The top 3, though, were interesting to sort because in my head, Xanadu was number 1. Yeah. Which I think when last time we did Rush 2112, Temples of Syrinx was my number 1 on that list, I believe. But then I was listening to all 3 of them back to back and thinking about it. And I listened to them quite a bit. And Xanadu, as excellent as it is, just didn't excite me as much as Stockholm Syndrome, and it didn't pump me up as much as Colossus does. So it was a weird one to rank, this particular list. Just everything in the middle, too, was kind of strange.
It's like you have all 3 on the podium, but then you raise up number 2 and 3, so they're the same level as number 1. You're like, you can't stand on the number 1 level, but you can exist next to number 1 with the same level of prestige.
Yeah, and I think Stockholm Syndrome came very close to being number 1.
Yeah.
But then listening to them again back to back and everything like that, there's so much more building in tension and excitement in the Idol song that explodes into a very fast, fun finale. Whereas Stockholm Syndrome's the same intensity all the way through. So you get in the beginning, you get everything type deal, but it just sounds very grand. But I like the build up. So Idols had to be number 1.
Pretty good choice. I have absolutely no explanation for my top 3: David Bowie, Carpenter Brute, and Pearl Jam. Ashes to Ashes, snappy bass, love it. I could totally listen to that forever. I've been listening to it, radio, TV, etc. I don't know. I already explained the other 2, so that's it. I stand by it. No changing it now, and I will be thinking forever. I will be thinking about this for the next 3 days, going, "Oh, I coulda, shoulda, woulda." But you know what? That's it.
That happens after every season when we do these.
Oh God! Right?
I think I still talk about season 2 and how something should have came Frank Zappa should have been 2 and something else should have been number 1. I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah,
but that always changes. But yeah, there's no changing these. There's no reduxing these lists. They are in cement, no matter how you feel about it moving forward. And like that, I guess season 5, aside from the best of coming out next week, season 5 of the podcast is a wrap. That's it. It's all over. Boom. Spotify wrap, more like Rate the Record wrapped. And that you just literally looked at our lists that we didn't email to you. We can if you want. Please say no.
Yeah, no extra work. No, thank you.
Yeah, we're going into the holidays at this point. I already have a bunch of editing to do. So the last thing I need to do is like send out like an email list of like, here's our top songs.
Well, now that you've said Spotify Wrapped, I do want to share to you specifically that out of my top 5 songs for the year, 2 of them are Faith No More songs.
Yeah, you showed me.
Oh yeah, I said that to you.
That was the beginning of season 3. That's like one of the first few episodes into season 3. So you've been listening for that long now.
Yeah. And like I said, I think I said in season 4, and probably this past, that ever since we listened to it, and thank you, name forgotten, that requested it. But I mean, I really like it. It's good. Solid.
We forget the name because, again, we do not keep your information on file. After we're done with requests, it's gone. It's just that's how it works. We
burn the computer that we opened the email on.
Yeah, so I have to buy a bunch of burner computers from like a cheap electronic shack.
Yes, 100%. It's Radio Shock, not Radio Shack.
I have a car battery hooked up to this computer. Just keep it in power long enough for me to do this stream.
Oh, gross.
Anyways, yeah, as I said, that's a wrap on season 5. So, hey, you know what? Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for coming in through season 5 if you did and checked out anything that we've done. If you haven't, guess what? You got plenty of time, and I mean plenty of time at this point, to go back and watch anything that you've missed, because we already announced in the last video we're going on a bit of a hiatus for Savannah's sake. And also, there is going to be a longer explanation video of that coming out in January after all of our bonus content is out, because next week is the best of season 5. So that's just like, clips of things that we might have thought were funny. They're probably not funny though, but it's
probably all just me. It's a compilation of me.
Just you staring into the camera. Isn't she stupid? Ha ha, funny.
That's fine. I'll take it. As long as I'm getting attention, I'll take it. Thank you.
And on top of the NMRs, I mean, we're doing our best of NMR, so best of our top 5 for 2023 on each side, since we do our own new music reviews. We both have I Love the Song videos coming out towards the end of the month and into January. I just can't remember the schedule off the top of my head, but regardless, all that bonus content. And then after that will be the announcement video of the hiatus. And in that video too, I'm explaining what's going to be happening with the channel in Savannah's absence as well. So I got some ideas planned, and I'm going to need some input on that. So please make sure you stay tuned for that.
Yes, please. He fired me, said goodbye, and now he needs to crowdsource ideas from you guys instead of stealing them from me constantly.
I fired you, but allowed you into this recording anyway.
You are a kind man.
It's like being fired from your job as the boss. Like, oh, we need you for like 2 more days, though. I know we said clean out your desk, but like here's a work laptop. Can you imagine?
My God. Oh my God. I want to, but I literally cannot.
All right. Well, yeah. Let us know down in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree with us? And if you watched season 5 at all, like, how would you rank the songs? How would you rank our songs? Either way, want to hear it. It's all fun stuff. So yeah, that's it for us. So thank you very much once again for watching. Go to ratetherecord.ca, streaming links, social links, and all that kind of fun shit. And yeah, God, it's going to be a while before we see you again. But in that meantime, go to listen to awesome music, like everything on our lists.
Yes,
there you go.
My list.
That's a way to make it like all encapsulated right there. And we'll see you again sometime soon. So take care, friends.
Goodbye.